Hi, my name's Karima, and in this video I'm going to share my top tips for feeding the garden birds. So first of all, what's the best thing to feed your garden birds? Well, at this time of the year, the birds need a lot of energy to survive. It's the middle of winter, so they're looking for food with the highest calorific content. Some of the options we've got are peanuts, which you need to put in a mesh type feeder like this. And the peanuts are full of oils, they're high in energy and high in protein, and these are going to attract birds like woodpeckers, starlings and robins. In the next feeder here we have got black oil sunflower seeds, which you can see a little bit better in my tray here. So they're similar to the normal type of sunflower seeds that you'd be more familiar with, but the shells on these are actually much easier to get off, so it makes it a lot easier for the birds to eat. And again, these are full of oils and energy. These are really popular with finches and tits. In the next feeder we've got the fat balls, and you can see this is in like a nice open caged feeder, and we've got one of the fat balls here to show you. So as the name suggests, it's full of fat, which is high in energy, really good for the birds at this time of year, and this is going to attract tits, blackbirds and starlings. Now in this feeder here I've got a suet cake. Again, you can see it's a cage type feeder so that the birds can cling on to the cage and eat the suet inside. And this is going to attract a variety of birds like thrushes, wren and sparrows. Now I've got two other types of seeds here that I haven't got in a feeder at the moment. We've got the sunflower hearts. So these are the sunflower seeds with the husk taken off, and it's just the hearts inside. So these are really rich in oils and energies. It's easier for the birds to eat because they haven't got to remove the husks. Now these ones are a lot more expensive because obviously they've been processed, they've had the shells taken off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a small amount of these out at a time in my window feeder to hopefully attract the robins. That one's already up on the window. And then the last type of seed we've got are the niger seeds. Now these are really, really tiny, and you can either put these in a tray or a specialist type of feeder. And these are really, really rich in oils and they are super popular with finches. You might be wondering why I've only partially filled my feeders, and that's because I'm setting up a brand new feeding station in my front garden. And I've never had feeders there before. So what you'll find when you first set up your bird feeders for the first time is it would probably take about 2 weeks for the birds to find them, to become familiar with them and to sort of trust it as a safe feeding place. So what I'm going to do, I've just partially filled my bird feeders up, because if it takes them up to 2 weeks to find it, by that time they could have got damp and a little bit mouldy and no longer edible. So I find it's better just to partially fill them and then go back out in a week and in 2 weeks and check whether it's still edible. You might need to throw this first batch away and set them up with nice fresh clean food for the birds to start once they've found the food. Another top tip is to start off by buying small packs of bird food and actually giving a chance to find out what types of food is popular with the birds in your garden. The last thing that you want is to be stuck with a really large sack of something that the birds don't really like and isn't getting eaten. The larger packs are much better value, but if you start off with the smaller packs, you can actually just see which ones are popular before you invest in the larger sacks. Another top tip is to check the ingredients that are in some of the mixed seed bags, because to make them cheaper they'll often be filled with wheats and grains and cereals, and those type of bird food aren't as rich in energy and won't be as popular with the birds. The grains are particularly good for pigeons and pheasants, but that's unlikely to be the type of birds that you're wanting to feed in your garden. So I would watch out for those, because although it's cheaper, you might find that it ends up going uneaten. So that's the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have picked up some top tips there, and if you are going to set up bird feeders for the first time, then do get in touch. I'd love to hear how you get on.